Welcome back friends, this is Amar Sharma here and you are watching Laravel CRUD Operations series. This is a part 5th of this series, and in the previous part we created our migrations and we set up our database here. So we created this migration. This is our create student table and this is our schema that we created, and we migrate it to our database. So our database name is this one, Laravel CRUD operation, Laravel CRUD tutorial, and see that here are some more tables here. So, but these migrations are default tables that are provided by the Laravel. So please don't care about them. We will be using these other tables in our next series where we are going to add our login system. So today in this Laravel CRUD operation, we are only going to deal with our student table with the help of student model that we created in the previous video. So this is our student model here. Simply go to app, then go to models and student. So this is a student model here. So today we are going to add our create operation. So we are using this add route only. So this add route, but this add route is in the get method, but we are going to add post method in this route also, and then we are going to send the data of this route to that route by the post method to our student controller that we are going to make now. So if you don't know about MVC, so please make sure you know about MVC. Basic knowledge of MVC must be known for this. So if you don't know about MVC, then you can watch my MVC video series of PHP, OOP PHP series with one CRUD operation project. I will give the link in the video description, so you can go there and watch that first if you don't know about OOP MVC. So let's do that now. So this is our add student is there. So add student. Now we have to create our, first of all we have to create our controller so that we can use that controller to use our model to send data to the interact with the database here. So first of all here we have to mention some things. So data will tell you when we are going to enter the data here. So there I will tell you. So why we need something here. We need some fillable fields here. So now without wasting our time, let's get started and let's create our controller. So now we have to create our controller so we can work with database. So here I am in the folder Laravel CRUD operation, and here I will write PHP artisan, because artisan will do all work for us. Make controller and our controller name. So our controller name will be student controller. Student controller. Click on enter and it will create a controller for you. See that our controller created successfully, and you can go to HTTP here and then controllers, and here is our student controller. Now here we can work with our database, we can interact with our application with the help of database and control in controller. So here I'm going to write first of all one function here. So that will be our public function, and this public is SS modifier. So if you don't know about this, please watch my that series first, then please come here, public function, and that function will be our create. So because we are going to use our create variable here, so this create we will use, and here we need this request here. So I'm going to copy this request and I'm going to create, this is our request class, and with the help of request class I'm going to create one variable here, so that will be our request. And now I'm going to echo this request, echo $request and inputs. So save it, and now let's go there in our application, and now we have to set route also, so that we can work with our this student controller. So how we can do that? So first of all I'm going to resources, views, and after that I'm going to our pages and our add student blade. So here there is one action method here, so we have to set this action method also. So before that I'm going to routes, so web.php. so here I'm adding one route here, so that will be our create student operation route here. So I'm going to copy this, and this route will be having our post method. But now this post method, instead of returning the view, we are going to set this into our this class student controller here. So before adding this to the student controller, we need student controller file here. So for that we will be using use app. So because this is in the app folder, so this is in the app folder, app, then there will be http. So in the app, then there is http folder, and then there is our controllers, there is our controller folder, and then there is our class, that is our student controller class. So now we inherited our student controller class here, so we can use this class now. So there are two methods to use this class. If we want to use this, we have, because this is a create operation, so we will be using create method. So there are two methods to use this in our web.php. So first is student controller, that is our class name, and our create method name. So this is our first method, and second method is that we are going to use array. So first will be our student controller, and here we are using our class here. So this is scope resolution operator. So this student controller class, and then we will mention our function name that we are going to use under this class, and it will automatically send that data to this class of our post request to create function. And I'm going to name this route as, so we can name our routes also. So I'm going to name this route as add.student. So add.student will be our route name. So I'm going to copy this add.student and then goes to our add student blade.php, and here I will use interpolation operator, and then we will mention our route name. So here I am mentioning our route name, that is our add.student. So save it, and now let's refresh this. Let's see it, if it is sending the data or not, we are getting the data or not. So I'm going to click on add student. So see that we are getting page expire. So why we are getting this error? This error we are getting because we haven't mentioned any token in this form here. So it is not finding any token. So until it is not finding any token, it will show us the page expired. So that is very beneficial for us for the security reasons. So now how to remove this error? So to remove this error, we have to mention one more function here. So that will be our CSRF token. So it will automatically generate your CRSF token field, which will be hidden. so which will be not showing to us. So when I'm going to see that, refresh this, and then let's go to our view source. Now see that our one field is more there. Where it is, see that one input field is more there, so that is our type of hidden, and name is equals to underscore token, and this is our token value. So when you will refresh your page, the token will automatically change, not this one. When you will refresh this page, and this token will automatically change. And now when you are going to add our student here, so our page expire will not be there. Let's see what is happening here. So we are getting one error, so that is our inputs. So here we don't want any inputs here, so we are going to print this, and here will be request input. So I'm going to resubmit this form, and then see that we are getting our data in the array format. So first we are getting our token, this one, and we are getting name and this one. See that when I'm going to refresh this and resubmit this again, so see that same thing is happening here. So we are getting email also and phone also. Now there is one thing pending, so we have to validate our data also. So how to validate our data now? So let's validate our data. So I'm going to remove this all. So now here will be our data validation. So we are going to use our request, because we have to validate the data. So I'm going to use request variable. So with the help of request variable, we are going to use validate function. So this validate function is our this validate function is like you can say that it is a predefined function which is provided by our request class, so that we can validate our data. So under this function we have to mention one array, so that array will be our associative array. So here first of all what we have to validate. So let's see, when I'm going to back here, sorry, actually I did not save this. So see that here we have to validate our name, email, and then phone we have to validate. So here first of all I will mention name here. So it will take name from this request variable only. So name, and under the name what we have to mention. So here its value will be, so like what we want to validate, how we want to validate, there are some methods. So first will be required. So name is required here, and here we want name as minimum. We can also add minimum and maximum. Here minimum we want 3 letters, and maximum anything. So this is our OR operator. And then after name, what is our email? So email is there, and then we want required, and here email should be email. So that's why I wrote email here. So it will check if it is an email or not. Now there is our phone. So we have to write phone here. So that is required, and then email is not there. We want our minimum. So minimum will be 10. So minimum will be 10. So 10 number will be there in the phone. So let's test these validations. So now I'm going to refresh it again. So when I'm going to write here add student, so this will render back to us validate. Okay. So here it is required. So I'm going to reload this again. So spelling mistake was there. See that when I'm going to add student here, so see that it is rendering us to add student again. It is not going to the, it is going to the our this controller here and it is validate. So if it is not validated, it is rendering us back to our add student, but it is not showing errors. So how we can show the errors here? So there is very good method to show the errors. So because these all are bind with each other, so we can show errors here. So I'm going to show the errors below the input. So below the input I'm going to show the errors. So here I'm going to write there are two methods to show the error. So first method is you can show the error continuously, and second method is you can show the error one by one. But here in this I'm going to show you only one method, how we can add errors one by one below the input. So for that errors we are going to use one function here. So there will be add the rate error. So now we have to mention our field name. So our field name is first name. So because we want to show our field, this field name error only, and then there is end error. So what this error function will do? So this when this request is validating here, so it will render us back to our page only. So our add route again, then it will send these errors also. What errors are there? So we are going to mention these also, and then here we are going to add our p tag, and its class will be text danger, and margin y will be 2. And then here we are going to mention our message. So that will be $message. Here this error will check that if error is present or not. So if error is present, then it will display this error. If error is not present there, then it will not display this error. So same thing we will do for other fields also. So this one also and this one also. So here will be our phone, and then here will be our email. Now let's save it, and now let's check this. I'm going to refresh this, and let's click on add students. 3 to 1, boom. See that what we are getting? Sorry, I think text danger is not working. It is DA. My spellings are wrong. Now let's reload this again. Now click on add student. 3 to 1, boom. See that our name field is required. So now there is one problem. Our errors are showing here. There is one problem. So when I will write here Raman Sharma, and now I'm going to click on add student. See that only these two fields are validating here, but the data of this field is going away. So how to keep this data? If kept the field data that we already filled, if there are errors in some other fields, so how we can keep the previous fields data which are correct? So there is one function. So in the value we are going to use one function, and that will be our, and that function will be old, in the old, and then we have to use name fields. It will keep the old values of the fields whenever it is going to validate the data. So whenever it is going to validate the data, it will keep the old field values that we previously mentioned before the validation. So here old name, and then old email, and after that here will be our old phone. Now let's see the magic. See that here I am going to write Raman, and here I'm going to write nothing. So when I will click on add student, 3 to 1, boom. See that Raman Sharma is there only, but other fields are not good. So I'm going to write here RS only, and click on add student. So actually this will give us this one. So we have to mention. So there are two validations here. So first validation is all defaultly provided by our field here, our HTML5, and second validation we did with the help of PHP, we provided by the Laravel. So we don't have to write so much of code. So this is our email here, and this is phone number. So when I'm going to click on add student, and our data will be validated there. So because we haven't rendered there anything, so that's why it is giving us no output. So it is automatically validating the data, and our route is rendered, our controller is rendered. So go back there, and now let's add this data to our database. So that we are going to use with the help of our model. So that model is our student model. So here I'm going to use our student model. So there I'm going to write app. Under the app there is our models here. So I think models is outside this one, models. Under the app there is our models folder, and under that we are going to use our student class. So I'm going to copy this, and here I'm going to paste this. This is our student model that we are going to use. So now let's work with this. So now we have to add the data here. So we will be using so here will be data is equals to, and then we will create this one is, we will use our student class, and student class, then we are going to use insert here, or you can use create also. So insert, and here we will mention our data here. So let's see what we are getting. So here first of all, in our local host here, so let's see what fields are there. First is name field is there, then email field is there. So see that. So first is our full name, then email, and then phone. So we are going to use this. So first will be our full name. So let's see where it is. So this is our full name, and this full name will take our data from our request. From our request we will take our name here. So as this is an object, this will render the object. So we are taking the name property from our object here. Then we want our email. So same thing will be there, request and then email. And then we want our phone. So there will be our request and then our phone. Now let's check it. So if $sign data is there, so if it is done successfully, then we are going to echo done, else we are going to echo not done. So let's see what it is happening. Save it, and now let's see there. So this is our full name, email and phone. So created and everything will be done previously only. So now when we click on add student, so here the data should be added. See that we are getting done here. Now we are clicking on browse here, and then 3, 2, 1, boom. See that our data is entered successfully. So our data is entered successfully. but here created ad and updated ad is doing nothing. So see that when I go to our, this one is previous one, so create a crude operation tutorial. So here I'm going to students here, so that is our original previous one. So see that here created and updated are updating successfully, but here it is not doing like that. So what is happening here? So it should not be null. So the solution of this, that, so see that when I will go to our users table, our users controller, so here see that something is there, protected, fillable is there, so fillable is there, and after that there is hidden, what will be hidden will be there. So these things are there. Then here we can also do that. So I'm going to copy this here, and then I'm going to our student, this one, where is our student one, and here I'm going to write protected fillable, and this will be our email, phone, and here will be our full name. Save it, and now let's see if it is working or not. I'm going to resubmit this form. Let's see. Actually this is not working, so we have to do something for that. Just forget about this created and updated, so we will do that. So now this is rendered successfully. Now we are simply adding the data, but we need one thing here. So if the data is entered successfully, then we have to render back to our this one, that is our home page, and there should be written data added successfully. So let's do that. So here I'm going to write here, so that will be our echo. Instead of echo, I'm going to write return and render. So I'm going to redirect, redirect. So we are going to redirect our this user to route. So route or the URL, we can say that to redirect to our slash, and with we are going to message. So that message will be added student added successfully. Else return, we are going to return our view. That view will be our this one, that is our where is this one. So I'm going to web.php. So this will be there, our pages.add student. Same view will be rendered if there is something error. And here with message, we are going to send message also. So that will be our something went wrong. Save this, and now let's see. So first of all, we have to show the message also. So I'm going to our home page. So that will be our welcome.blade.php, and here I'm going to mention. So here will be our container first. So then there will be our row, and then there will be our col md12, and under this there is our this text. So I'm going to make it as it is, and after that here there will be, we will check for the messenger. So for that we will be writing if @ if if type of sorry, it is not working. So here I'm going to write if dollar sign. So if dollar sign error is there, so if dollar sign message, oh sorry, so if dollar sign message is there, so because we are here sending our this one msg message is there, so then we will write, so here we have not to mention this, we will end our if condition. Here we will mention our p tag. So p tag class will be our alert, and then alert success, and this will be of call md6, and then mx will be auto, and margin from bottom and top will be 4, and then here in the strong tag, so a strong tag is used for the boldness, and here I'm going to use interpolation operator, and here we are going to add our message here, message, and now save it. And now first of all let's go to home. So if there is something error or not, let's see that. So undefined variable message. So here we have to mention one thing. If message is not equals to, so type of message, so we are going to write get type. So let me see it here. I actually forgot about the our type name. So his Laravel CRUD operation is here, and in the resources, in the views, in the welcome blade. So here I'm going to see. So this one in the session we are going to mention. So because this all data will be there with the help of session only. So actually I forgot about that. So has message. So then we will print our session message there. So see that. So see that this is our Laravel CRUD operation, and see that now we will our get this message with the help of that here. So here we are not going to mention our this variable name, because actually we are not sending our variable name here. So save it, and now we are going to read this. So second method is also there. See that nothing is there. Now I am adding something. So here I'm going to add this and click on add student. Now it will render back to this one, our home page, and see that it is getting, we are getting student added successfully. And now we completed our CRUD C operation, that is our create operation. So for today this is enough. If you have any queries, please comment in my section. I will definitely respond to it. I will see you in the next video, and we will start creating our read operation. At last, thanks for watching.